Morris Odhiambo, the African teacher here in Nairobi, Kenya. It turns out that we were wrong all along. The United States of America's operation in Venezuela was not a regime change operation. It was something worse than that. It was a colonization operation. So the United States of America has effectively colonized Venezuela. I have just listened to the speech by Donald Trump, and he has left it clearly stated that the US will run Venezuela. So the US is preparing to administer the territory of Venezuela. Get that to your head. That is not different from when British racists were running Kenya, or when the Germans were running Tanzania as colonies. Venezuela is effectively, from the 3rd of January 2026, a colony of the United States of America. Earlier today, of course, we got news that Maduro had been arrested. And right now, from the briefing that the president has given, it seems as if now the agenda is clearer. He mentioned the word oil. I was counting about 120 times in a speech that lasted about 1 hour. And he made it very clear that the first group that will enter the territory is the oil companies from America. He mentioned in passing that the people may also benefit from oil. But we know when you are colonized, you are colonized. It simply means that you are no longer in charge of your resources. I think something else that seems to be coming out is that the Maduro affair was not just an American intervention. It seems as if a number of senior officials within the state had also been compromised. And this is why they very quickly swore in Maduro's deputy to be president. So now you have it. I have said many times in my lectures that what imperialism does is to change its tactics and its strategies. Otherwise, the goal of controlling other people's resources, the goal of controlling other people's destinies remains the same. And you cannot rely on a colonizer to be good and humble to the people it has colonized. So the people of Venezuela must not think at all that there is some benevolence that is coming their way once they have been colonized. We Africans live through colonization. This is the Berlin Conference once again. This is partition of Latin America once again. Indeed, they made comments about Cuba and pointed out that even Cuba needs to be rescued from its own revolution. Remember, these two countries are known for having revolted against foreign control. The Cuban Revolution was led by Fidel Castro. The revolution in Venezuela was led by Hugo Chavez. So what the West has wanted to do, America and its allies, is to crush all these pro-people revolutions and impose themselves on the people. But this has gone even beyond Iraqi, where Saddam Hussein was deposed and killed and the country was left in a shambles. But Western multinationals were able to get concessions and continue harvesting fuel. In Syria, we saw the same game, where the country was ruined totally, and at some point there we were told by none other than Donald Trump himself that the oil, some of the areas with oil were under American control. Libya, the same thing. Muammar Gaddafi was killed by NATO so that they could access Libya's oil, because the Libyan revolution had ensured that the oil serves the people. And Muammar Gaddafi went on to create the most significant and historical welfare system for the people of Libya. That is what white power would not accept anywhere, since it is dominant in world affairs. So what we have seen in Venezuela is colonization. What one hopes for is that there shall be an internal resistance, so that the colonizers do not settle comfortably and start to milk that country dry of its resources. But we are here. The warning for African people is very clear. I told you when Nigeria was being bombed that you must be careful what you pray for, because colonizers do not come to rescue you. Colonizers come to colonize you and take your resources. Colonizers come to kill your leaders, whether they are democratically elected or not. It is our duty to fight for our freedom within our countries, not for others to come and rescue us, when in fact it's one fat lie.